two of the world's most polarizing leaders, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. With power, influence, and strong personalities, what would it mean if they went head-to-head in the current geopolitical landscape? Would it be a diplomatic face-off, a clash of ideologies, or something far more intense? Let's find out. Before diving into what might happen if Trump and Putin face off, let's understand their leadership styles. Trump's approach is brash, often unpredictable, and highly focused on nationalist values. Putin, on the other hand, is the ultimate tactician, carefully orchestrating his moves to project Russia's power globally. Trump draws his power from the American public, often through populist tactics. Putin, meanwhile, relies on a more authoritarian structure, where his control is nearly absolute. This difference in leadership foundations is critical because it influences how each might engage if tensions rose. While both leaders may share certain strategic goals, like a desire for strong national sovereignty, their worldviews are vastly different. Trump's America First motto prioritizes U.S. interests, even at the cost of international partnerships, whereas Putin's approach is more expansionist, aiming to reassert Russian influence in former Soviet territories. These differences could lead to tension in key regions, especially if Trump were to return to the global stage in an official capacity. Imagine the ripple effects across NATO, Eastern Europe, and beyond. If Trump and Putin were to lock horns, their competing interests would play a massive role. Trump has often voiced concerns about the cost of maintaining NATO alliances, while Putin's interest lies in weakening NATO. But what happens if Trump's desire to scale back aligns too closely with Putin's vision? Conversely, what if they clash on issues like Ukraine, where Russia's influence is unwavering and Trump's stance is unpredictable? This could lead to high-stakes negotiations, or even a public confrontation if these goals diverge too sharply. Another key factor is influence. Trump's America would rely heavily on alliances with other Western nations and some of the world's leading democracies. Putin, however, has forged partnerships with countries like China, Iran, and Syria, relationships that give him a power base opposed to Western influence. Now picture the tension between these two spheres. If Trump and Putin were to clash, the world could see alliances shifting rapidly, with each leader vying for loyalty in regions like the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. When it comes to hard power, Trump has the backing of the world's largest military budget, while Putin controls one of the most formidable nuclear arsenals. And while Trump's America can leverage economic sanctions, Putin's Russia has found ways to withstand these pressures, often by turning eastward to China. Now, what if tensions escalated to economic warfare? Would Russia's alliances be enough to withstand American sanctions? Or would Trump's America push NATO and other allies to increase military pressure on Russia? One fascinating dimension is the use of social media. Trump is known for his tweets, using them as a direct line to his supporters and as a tool for influencing public opinion. Putin, meanwhile, leverages a sophisticated propaganda machine to control narratives domestically and abroad. Imagine these two media powerhouses in a battle of narratives. How would they sway global public opinion? And importantly, could social media become a new kind of battleground between the two? So what if things really heated up? Both leaders are known for their boldness, which could lead to actions that neither side can take back. Trump might push for more NATO involvement in Eastern Europe, or Putin could double down on his support for contested regions. If neither side is willing to back down, we could see an escalation with profound consequences, affecting not just America and Russia, but the entire global order. And the risk of such a confrontation, while unlikely, is very real in a world where miscalculations can lead to global impacts. Is there a scenario where Trump and Putin negotiate their way out of a standoff? Perhaps. Despite their differences, Trump and Putin have shared moments of mutual respect and diplomacy. If these two can find common ground on issues like counterterrorism or global security, it could lead to surprising cooperation. However, the big question is, would such cooperation lead to a stronger global order or create fractures within established alliances? Only time will tell, but the potential for diplomacy is just as likely as the potential for destabilization. In the end, a confrontation between Trump and Putin could reshape not just US-Russia relations, but the entire global landscape. Whether it leads to collaboration, conflict, or something in between, these two leaders have the power to shape the future in ways few others can. Will they come together to resolve tensions or find themselves on opposite sides of a political, economic, or even military divide? Only time will reveal the outcome. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into global power dynamics, be sure to subscribe for more insights on the leaders shaping our world. Thanks for tuning in.